Authors Tell All, a podcast by Shy Soul. She's bringing you author interviews, book discussions, and more. Stay tuned.
Author Shan. She is a publisher as well. We'll be talking about book life, the book industry, and her book, The Real Dopeboyz of Atlanta. Let's get into this. So, tell us about this book.
The Real Dopeboyz of Atlanta is going to be probably my second book that's going to be based in Atlanta. Since I've been living here, I feel like now I'm more... what's the word? Acquainted, you know what I'm saying, with Atlanta. So it's basically about two family rivalries, and then two people falling in love that are not supposed to fall in love. So it's gonna be like a lot of drama, a lot of action. Like every page is gonna be something going on. So anybody that read my books, y'all know, like it's gonna be action packed. Like I think it's probably gonna be like one of the most. I don't know. I'm gonna probably call this probably the best book to date.
And why do you call it your best book to date?
Because ever since I wrote Rosalind, like everybody called Rosalind a classic, but Rosalind is like not my favorite book. I feel like that book, for me, I feel like it was very raw, and I think that's why a lot of people like it, because it was raw. Like, I never knew what that book was going to do. But for me, as a person, I have grown tremendously since then. So my favorite book has been Addicted to a Dirty South Thug. But since a Dirty South Thug, I think that this book right here is just going to put that book to shame.
That's very, very interesting. Okay, so in this book, who is your favorite character?
My favorite character would probably be the main male character, which his name is Amin, aka Mean. And the reason for that, man, is because he's more so like a product of his environment, but he doesn't want to be. He's very smart, intelligent. He has a lot of book sense, and he wants to be wealthy, and he's like the type to actually like care about everything that's going on. Like he's doing a lot of things that he feels like he's supposed to do, but then once he grows and realizes that he doesn't have to do what he, you know, what everybody wants him to do, then that's when he kind of just branch out and, you know what I'm saying, start doing his own little thing and just start growing from there. So he's a book babe.
Okay, that's very interesting. I really like when a author gives us that book babe character that we can relate to or we can hate and so on and so forth. But who is your least favorite character that you made in this book, if you have one?
Oh my God, I have a least favorite character, but I don't want to say who my least favorite character is, because I feel like that'll kind of like give away the surprise in the book. But I would say the second least favorite character would actually be Amin's brother, which his name is Jelani, and they call him the GOAT. And he's like, I don't know, like if you have siblings, you know how you have some siblings of the family, they just can't get their life together. They be like the black sheep of the family. They be jealous for no reason. They always fucking up. They always messing up and all this other stuff. So he will probably be my least favorite, because he's like the one who, for no reason at all, he's spoiled. He's a narcissist. He believes everything should be about him. So he's very self-centered. So he would probably be like the second least favorite character.
That's interesting. And how did you like really come up with this plot of the entire book?
just the spare of the moment. I feel like I had kind of geared, after I had did A Dope Girl Needs Love Too, I kind of feel like I kind of geared towards romance. Kind of like got a little bit away from what I normally do, which is like the hood action and a little bit of romance added to it. So I was like, you know what, let me go back and, you know, do the romance, but add a lot of action to it. So I just was one day just laying in bed and I just plotted the whole book out in bed.
That sounds like something I would really do, because I'll just be sitting in my room and I'm like, okay, I want to come up with a plot, my everything for this book. Let me get my notebook, my tea or whatever, and just get to work. So when you write your books, like, what's your routine? Like, what's your routine for when you start writing?
I come up with a title first. I can't do anything without a title because I just like I don't know. I feel like a title for me, if I have a title and I feel like a title is good, I'm like, oh my God, that's a dope ass title. You know what I'm saying? So after I come up with a title, I'll actually write a synopsis. Like, I can't do nothing without a synopsis. So it's like a title first, then a synopsis. And then from a synopsis, I'll outline my book. And I can't write a book without a finished outline. So when I do an outline, and it's crazy because it takes me longer to outline the book than it takes to write a book. Like, I could write a book in 45 days, but it probably take me weeks, probably even a couple of months to do an outline.
Yeah,
that's because I actually put thought and time into, you know what I'm saying, my outline, my plot. You know, I don't just come up with some random story, you know what I'm saying? Like, I actually put time into it, so sometimes it takes me a long time to finish an outline, but when I finish my outline, I can just knock a book out within a few days. So
yeah, that's
my process. Yeah,
that's what I like, because I can't do that either. I have to come up with the description / synopsis. I have to come up with my title all before I start writing my book. My outline will already be done. I'm the most messiest outliner. Like, if you would read, if you would read my outline, you'd be like, where's the beginning, middle, and end? I don't understand this. I'm like, that's the way I move with my book.
But it's for you to understand, so
exactly.
As long as you understand that's how I am. So it's crazy because my outlines be probably about 15,000, 20,000 words, and people be like, dang, you wrote half of some people's books or whatever, and I'm like, but that's my outline because it's so detailed to the point to where when I write my book, I already know everything that I'm about to write. I just have to put, you know what I'm saying, to put it into story form, put the descriptors in it, you know what I'm saying, and just add everything to it. So I love an outline. I think 90% of my books have been written with an outline. Like, the only thing that I probably didn't write with an outline was probably like Rosalind 1 and 2.
So you like just free wrote that?
Yeah, I just freehanded those books. Like, when I first did Rosalind, I used to just do it for fun. You know what I'm saying? I used to write it in script form because that's really like my goal was to always just write movies. That's what I really wanted to do. So I would always write everything into script form. And once I would get to the end, I would put it to the side and I would just rewrite and just do, you know what I'm saying, like a totally different story. So I still have like scripts and stuff like that to this day of Rosalind, probably like 4 different stories that I wrote Rosalind. Same characters but different type stories, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I used to write, and I used to let my friends, you know, read it all the time, and they'd be like, oh my God, you should get this, you know, published, you know, be a book writer. I'd be like, I don't want to write books, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to write movies. Like, this is what this is a movie, you know? So they'd be like, you should write this. This is a story, though. Get it published. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm going to try it. And that's what happened. Like, when they told me to try publishing, I finally was like, all right, let me pick up a few books, because, like, I wasn't like, you know, you have a lot of authors now who they are avid readers. They read a lot. I wasn't an avid reader. I read some books. So I had to actually go pick up some books and learn how to format books, learn how to write a book, because, like I said, I was writing in script format. So I had no idea how to write a book. So I had to go pick up some books, learn how to write a book. And then when I saw that there were so many authors, black authors out there that actually was kind of like writing the same stuff that I was writing, I was like, you know, I might can do this. And that's just basically how I went about with Rosalind. So I turned it into a book format, and then I got it published, and it, you know, had a good response to it. So
That's nice. That's awesome because we're on the same page. I loved writing scripts. I still want to someday write my own movie or my own web series, TV show, whatever it may be. I always want to do stuff like that because I have a very overactive imagination. When I write, it's like I can see it. Like I have to be zoned out in my room. Nobody can bother me because that's throwing me off. Because I can see everything I'm about to write.
That's how I am. Yeah. Like if I can't imagine what I'm saying, then I think too that's why a lot of times it takes me a long time to finish books because I have to be able to see what I'm writing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I can't picture it, if in my mind I'm not able to read this and play out a picture and get excited about it in my head, then I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I would throw it away. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's not good enough. You know what I'm saying? Oh, try again. So me personally, that's like my ultimate goal is to eventually become somebody who write movies. That's what I really, really, really want to do. And all my books, I know people be like, oh my God, this shit is crazy. But, that's just my mind. You know what I'm saying? That's my mindset. I think on a realm of reality, but I also love to have that fiction in there, and they'll be like, oh, who does this? Like, who can get shot this many times and live? And I'm like, in my story, you know what I'm saying? In my movie.
Yes.
So, you know what I'm saying? So that's just me. Like, it happens in my movie. Like, don't act like you ain't seen movies where people got shot or whatever, and they live to tell about it. Like, and it happens in real life too. But I think a lot of times people who have not experienced things like that, then they don't know. But yeah, that's my ultimate goal. Like my ultimate goal is to just turn some of these books into movies. And I started filming. I started filming one of my books, but unfortunately, I did not realize how hard the process of filming movies were. So it's kind of like we done got sidetracked a little bit. But hopefully, within the next few months, I'll be able to pick back up on it, and finish it because that's I really, really want to do that.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why in my description, I put she is a multi-talented author/publisher, all in one.
Girl, yes, I was directing over the spring, summertime. I was directing. I couldn't believe how good I was doing at it. We did a really, really good job when we was filming. It's the only thing that when you come to filming, you have to really, really, really have reliable people.
Yes.
I cannot say that enough. Because we filmed so many scenes, and then all of a sudden, when it's time to, pick back up and start filming again, you can't get in contact with these people. They got all this stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh my God. So it's we just really have to you have to find people who really have a passion for it. So if you go get, somebody be like, oh, put me in your movie just because they want to have a role, I would suggest don't do that. I don't care how, how long you've been knowing this person, how good of friends you are with this person. If they're not passionate about acting, then I would say do not use these people because if not, then you're just gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're just gonna waste your time. So
exactly.
Find very passionate people who have, a love for acting. Because if they got a love for acting or whatever the case may be, even not even just acting, just your crew, they have to have a love for what they do. Because if not, you just be wasting your time.
Exactly. We're on the same page because with my book, I was like, I want to turn this into a web series or a movie because the way I wrote it, I was like, I seen every part of it from the beginning, middle, and end. From the character to just every aspect of the story. And I edit videos. I do book trailers. I write poems. I write scripts. And I know how to film. I know how to edit. I know how to do all that. I'm a very strict person, especially with my books and all that. So if I was to do what you're doing, say I wanted to direct my own movie, I can do all that myself because I just have that mindset to I want it this way and this is how it's gonna be. If you're not down with that, then I'm gonna pick the next person. If you're not speaking how my character is speaking in this book, I'm sorry, but next person. Right. I don't have time.
And the thing about, and I agree with you, and me personally, I would suggest that you do that because I know me personally, before I decided to start my own production company, I had a lot of people who was like, oh, pay me 50 bands, you know, oh, give me 75,000 and I'll get you a movie. And I'm just like, but why would I pay you that much money to film one movie? You know what
when
I'm saying?
I can do this myself.
Yeah, I can do it. Not only can I do it myself, but even when I give you the 75,000 to film the movie, I also have to pay for marketing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, why not just, girl, invest into some equipment.
Yeah.
Learn how to do some of this stuff yourself. Find some people who want to do it also with you, and just do your production company. Like, there's so many indie, especially in Atlanta. Like, Atlanta has became, because that's where I'm at now. So Atlanta has became the new Hollywood. It's like the Black Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's so much going on around here that it got to the point to where, why not indie? Like, why give people all this money to do something that you can do yourself? Like, it's a lot. I don't know, like, if people realize that a lot of these people that have these, people call it low budget, but these are people that actually filmed these movies themselves, and then they went and submitted them to, like, film festivals, and they don't won awards, and you know what I'm saying, and things like this. Like, even Issa Rae, you know, like, if I don't know if people know, she had her Insecure series was Awkward Black Girl, and that was on YouTube, and she was doing that herself. Like, it was her and her crew, they was doing it themselves, you know what I'm saying? And now look at her now. So it's like, I always tell people, like, why not just try it yourself? Like, you never know where you can go, especially not spending all that money, because you can spend $75,000, $100,000 to get a movie done, and then it goes nowhere, and then you probably can spend a few $1,000s on just equipment and, you know, a few people that just want to act and want to be seen and have some experience, mm-hmm. and then it can go a long way, you know.
Exactly. That's exactly the way I feel, because I'm like, one day it's going to happen. I'm just going to work on how I write. I don't care if my book doesn't top the charts yet, as long as my work is getting read by so many readers. That's my passion for it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think some of the best works sometimes goes unnoticed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know a lot of artists, a lot of authors. Like, I say artists because I know music-wise, too.
Mm-hmm.
And also a lot of authors go unnoticed that has talent. And I am one to say that, you know what I'm saying, me having a publishing company, that people will sometimes read my books based off of the fact that, you know, I have a little bit of a name or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I have seen struggling artists who are authors who I feel like, you know, like, oh my God, nobody's paying attention to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are just dope or whatever the case may be. But that, for some reason, a lot of times things are based off of popularity. I even talk to my authors about this all the time. Like, I know some people hate to go based off of trends and what's popping, and, you know what I'm saying, what's the new wave or whatever the case may be. But sometimes, you know, unfortunately, like, that's what you have to do, because... Hold on, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Fortunately, you know what I'm saying, like, you have to be able to create some type of personality in order to get people to notice you, in order to get people to be able to recognize your talent. So it's like, I understand people who are very talented. I always tell them to keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Like, if this is something that you really want to do, keep pushing, because you have some people who I know for a fact that have written 15, 25 books and nobody has paid attention to them. But then that 26th book, then all of a sudden, that's when they become a star. You know what I'm saying? That's because they was consistent, they kept going, they didn't give up. But sometimes you will have people who may not be as talented, and they second, third books, they blow up. You know, it's like, sometimes it be their raw talent. I ain't gonna say they're not talented. Sometimes it be their raw talent. So, it's just true. Like, I always tell people, like, keep pushing. Like, your book might not have went noticed on books 1 through 10, but, you know, when you get to that next book, you never know, so don't ever give up. I'm one to say that when I before I started Shan Presents, I had two companies. Like, I had TBRS, and then after TBRS, I had went and tried to do, you know, something on the side, and I called it Black Star Productions because that was my film company that I had then. And I was like, I'm gonna do like a movie / publishing company, and that didn't do good. So I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna publish. Like, I quit. I don't have time for it. Like, I ain't gonna keep publishing people books, and then they don't do good. I just focus on me just writing, you know what I'm saying, and my stuff on the side. And then, you know, my publisher at the time was like, no, you know, try doing Shan Presents. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't give up. And I was like, you know, okay, I guess. So that's when I tried Shan Presents, and it just took off, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I always tell people, like, when you thinking about giving up, don't give up, because you never know, like, what can happen if you don't quit. Exactly. A lot of times we quit, like, with what we, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times we'll quit something when it don't work out the first time, it don't work out the second time, third time, like, we'll quit. We're like, oh, God, this ain't for me. And it's not really that it's not for you. Sometimes it be that you not planning right. You know what I'm saying? You just didn't have the right plan. You might not have had the right motivation at the time. Sometimes it can be the people around you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of stuff that can be affecting the reasons why you're not successful. A lot of times it don't even be you. It could be other things. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell people, like, just keep going. Don't give up. You know, like, just figure out a new plan. If plan A don't work, try plan B. Plan B don't work, try C, D, E, F. However many times like it takes, like, don't give up. That's what the moral of all that is, don't give up.
Exactly. Because I started, first of all, when you published your first book, how old were you?
This was in 2011. So this would be 7 years ago. I guess I was 26 when I did my first book. Maybe 25, 26 years old when I did my first book. And it was completely different. I will say this, when it was completely different back then. When I published my book, you had to be somebody that knew how to write back then, because we didn't have Kindle Unlimited. We didn't have, they was just coming up with Prime. And you know, Prime, you can borrow, like, at the time, you can borrow like a book per month. You know, so.
I know, my mom had that.
So, back then, you had to know how to write, because, especially as a new author, I don't care if your book was $1. Like, readers was like, I'm not messing with you if you can't write, because I need to be able to make sure I'm spending my money in a good place. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, I can save my money for people who I know who's going to write. So I recognized that when I first started. So I was like, oh, God, how can I get these people to read my book? You know what I'm saying? So I just started throwing out sneak peeks. I threw out, like, my first, I think, 5 chapters of my book, and which was a lot to some people. But me, I started off writing, like, 90,000, 100,000 word book. So 5 chapters wasn't nothing to me. So I was giving away 5 chapters, and I dropped it with, like, a cliffhanger. So people was like, oh, I need to read the rest of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what kind of got people in. And then, too, back then when I was writing, like, book groups was so different. Like, on Facebook, it was so many dope popping book groups back then. Like, it was people who was actually there having actual book groups. You know what I'm saying? So I was dropping them in there, doing little contests and all this other stuff, and that's really how I got, like, a lot of people to start reading Rosalind. You know, start paying attention to those books. So, you know, I think now it has gotten so much harder, because now we have Kindle Unlimited, and it has gotten to the point to where books are dropping, like, every day on the hour. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of competition out there. And then, too, not only that, people have Kindle Unlimited now, which means that they can pick your book up, and if they don't get intrigued by the first couple of chapters, they can just return it and just go to the next book. So you will never get paid. You know what I'm saying? You probably get paid for, like, the first 10, 15 pages or something like that. And then they'll just be like, oh, it didn't pique my interest. Unlike somebody who read the book, they paid their $1, they paid their $2.99 for it, you know, and either they're going to say, oh, I didn't like it and refund it, or they're going to say, I didn't like it and just take it as a loss. You you know. So
right.
Right now, I think it's just a lot of competition. Like, it got very, very complicated, and I think too that's why you're seeing so many people who have titles that may sound super crazy to a lot of people, but you know, it's like sometimes you have to stand out from the crowd. You know what I'm saying? So. And it just that to me, like, when I give my authors advice, I'm like, y'all got to do something that's going to stand out from everybody. Like, if you're doing the same thing as everybody else, like, what is making people want to come to you to buy your book? So, like, you're not standing out away from everything that's already in the top 20, then why would somebody pick you up as a new author?
Right.
Like, you may be the best writer in the world, but if you're not standing out, then, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would I pick your book up? Like, I could just go read somebody who I know, you know what I'm saying, who's going to give me a good story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I prepared myself for all this. Like, I refuse to just be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to come up with a dope book, and I'm going to get a publisher, and I'm going to publish it. Oh, no. I was like, nope. I'm going to practice. I started off on Wattpad, if you know what Wattpad is. I started off on that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, just how you said it was different on Wattpad too. So, like, the same. You had to have some good work on there for people to notice you. Because it was good writers on there as well. And if your book was not good, you got one view and that's it. You probably didn't even get a like, a comment, nothing. They just wasn't interested. So, I started off when I was 16. That was in 2015. So, I've been writing for a little bit, not too long, but a good 4 years. So when I decided to put a story on there, I said I'm just gonna put a story on there and give it my all. I writ my story out on paper with pen and paper, then typed it out and put it on there. I was like, nobody's gonna like this. This story sucks. That's how I felt. I was like, this story is not gonna do anything. No, the story I'm not even exaggerating. In like a week, it got like 10K reads. I was like, what? Like, they like this story? And then I got followers, and then more people was like, okay, where's the rest of the story? Like, is there going to be a part 2? And then I was like, okay, let me come up with another story. I worked on that, did chapter after chapter. That did better than the first book. I was like, okay, maybe I'm getting somewhere. You know, I started off with like you said, the street lit, the urban, the thug books. But then I felt like that wasn't really the genre I needed to be in. So I dabbled in romance. When I did that, that's when my page grew. That's when I was like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be writing. I did a story that got 1 million reads, and I said, okay, I'm going to send this to a publisher, and boom, it happened. I was like, okay, I am doing something I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I prepared myself for all that.
I think Wattpad, oh my God.
Oh, yeah, that's
but
it.
I also
hate it. Yep.
Because I feel like there are so many talented people on Wattpad, and I feel like a lot of people are giving away free stories that they could be getting paid for.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with dropping a sample, you know what I'm saying, or, you know, like a few chapters or whatever, but like a whole story, like I see so many people, and I actually, when I first started sharing this, I went and got like a few authors from Wattpad. I was like, baby, you know, this is a good story, like, girl, you could be getting some money from this, you know. So I was like, you need to come publish. Like, have you ever heard of Amazon? It's like so many misinformed people on Wattpad. There's so many misinformed people on Wattpad.
Really,
and there's also a lot of people who don't want to pay for shit over there too.
Exactly.
So,
it's true. Very
true.
true.
I feel like Wattpad is like a gift and a curse, because I feel like you can, you know what I'm saying, like you can put your samples out. It's kind of like SoundCloud, you know, like you got artists who go and put music out on SoundCloud for free just to get people to kind of listen to them. But I also want you to come buy my stuff, you know, when I release some stuff that I feel like is worthy of being paid for. But them same people are not going to come pay for it. You know, not everybody. Like, you might have some people be like, oh yeah, I'll pay, you know, a few bucks for this or whatever. But then you have some people who like, nah, just wait for the free story. So I just feel like Wattpad is like a gift and a curse, and
yeah. And me, I wasn't the type. I knew about Kindle, I knew about Amazon, I knew about all that. I was just like, I'm not ready yet. I want to prepare myself. Like you said, if they don't like it, they're going to go to somebody else. So that's why I prepared myself with this story. I dedicated myself, finished my homework after school, and dedicated the rest of my day to getting a 5K in for a Wattpad story. Like, I published a book on there that got 72 chapters, and that's still my best story on there. And I was like, 72. Yes, I don't know what I was doing back in, when did I publish that? 2000, partially 2015, partially 2016. I don't know. I was just feeling the story, so I said I don't want to break it up into 2 parts, because at first I hated doing series. I was just the person that did one story. That was it. Let me get on to, because I told you I have an overactive imagination. Like, I will be writing 3 books at once and publish one month, the next one half of that month, then the next story come out next month. And they were like, oh my God, she hitting us with so many stories. Like, can we breathe? No. Because I'm trying to get myself ready for the paid industry. That was my whole heart of it.
And you know what? And I'm also saying, like, artists who got ripped off on Wattpad too. That's why I be telling people, like, girl, let's post a couple of samples. Because I think Jessica Watkins was one. Like, if you ever read her series, Secrets of the Side Bitch, somebody went and posted her entire story on Wattpad.
Yep.
So I was like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think Wattpad is it's a gift and a curse. Like, I think it's a good way for people to go out there and be like, look, if you don't trust me to pay for my stuff, you know what I'm saying, check me out and then go buy my stuff. So I think it's good for that, but I hate to see so many, and not even just on Wattpad. Like, I do expos, I do book expos. Like, I travel doing book expos, and I meet a lot of authors who they say stuff like, oh, I went through Lulu, or I went through I can't think of the name of the other one. It's like right on the tip. I think it's Luminous or something like that.
Luminous, yeah.
I think, Luminous Press or something like that, where they didn't pay like somebody $1,300, $2,000 like to publish their books. And I'd be like, oh my God, are you serious? And they'd be like, yeah, what's wrong with that? I'm like, what you mean what's wrong with it? Like, have you gotten paid? You know, have you got check, royalties? They'd be like, no. I'm like, yeah. So you basically got ripped off. So it's like a lot of people who I feel like they either didn't take the time to research to know that it's something out there better, or they just didn't realize that they was being ripped off. You know, so it's companies out here just making big bucks because people don't take the time out to research and find out that they don't have to pay $2,000 to get somebody to publish their books.
Exactly. Like, I was a 16-year-old. I was smart. I was not about to get ripped off about no book. And, you know, they finally changed on Wattpad where you can get paid on there. Right? I was going to...
Oh, really? Okay, well, good. That's good.
Yeah, but here's the stimulation to it. They said it was a beta program, right? They sent out a message to their choice of the top, 20, top 10 best writers. I got sent a message, right? I did the whole fill out and everything. Never got nothing back. I said, yeah, wow. I'm done with Wattpad. That's when I was kind of just fading out of it. And that was only 3 years into it. I was like, I'm kind of done with it. My story had already gotten ripped off by somebody. I was like, you know what? I'm over it. I'm so over this. I tell
people all the time, I have artists who want to put, their stuff on Wattpad. I'll be like, yeah, maybe just a couple of chapters, but don't do too much. Mm-hmm. But it's good that they're, starting to give, incentives for it, because I feel like they need to, especially it's popular. I feel like it's so popular now that if they were smart, they would come up with an ebook program, and try to compete with Amazon.
Right. They could have been did that.
I'm not going to lie, Amazon needs competition.
Yep.
Because Amazon does not have any competition. I feel like they treat their authors like anything. And I feel like they need competition. I just discovered that Walmart has a ebook section, so I'm watching that, to try to see where that goes or whatever. But they really need some competition because they treat us like shit over here at Amazon.
Yeah, it's been so much with Amazon and people books. I'm like, I don't have time. Because that's not right. I could have had so many reviews. A whole bunch of authors could have had so many reviews on their books. And no, because they have a friend on Facebook. Oh, that's a fake review. We're not going to post it. or we're going to delete it. That's not right. That's not right at all.
Be knowing these people.
Exactly. They're just my reader, and they just happen to be my friend on Facebook. Like,
somebody that follows me on Facebook can tell me that they enjoy my work, does not make this person my friend or family. You know, so I think that's crazy. And not only is that crazy, is I feel like we're underpaid. You know, so like we're underpaid. 99-cent books, okay, I can understand, but when it's something that's like $2.99 and up, we're definitely underpaid for that. But it's like, what can you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody is buying books from Kobo. Nobody is buying books from Barnes & Noble. Ain't nobody really buying books from iTunes. Like, Amazon has things on lock, so it's like you ain't got no choice but to use Amazon, especially if you want to get paid for what you're doing.
Exactly.
You know, but and Amazon knows this, so because they know this, they're gonna do whatever they want to do. They ain't got no competition. Like they basically like, what else you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got no choice. If you want to get some money, then you're gonna take this and be happy with it. And they don't care, you know. So
right,
it's crazy. You know, they need some competition. I'm hoping Walmart can give them this little competition, and you know they'll kind of step it up a little bit. Hopefully they'll go back to the way that it was, or either I'm really hoping that Walmart will come with like a Kindle Unlimited kind of like program, you know,
right,
to give them a little competition or whatever. So we'll see how they go.
Right, that would be something good, because I'm sick of Amazon. I'm sorry. So about your publishing company, how many authors do you have signed to you?
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna take a guess and say a rough estimate of about 75 authors. I don't really know the exact amount because I just signed a few more authors probably like over the last few weeks. And it's probably been a couple of months if I count it again. So yeah, I'm saying about 75 authors.
That's lit.
Yeah, it's a lot of us. It's a lot of us over here, you know, so I'm trying to get them adapted to like the change in the industry and things that's going on. But it's a lot of us.
And how do you manage? Because I know you're a busy woman. How do you manage? Yes, how do you manage?
It's hard. I try to stay in a publisher role. Like, I think a lot of times, too, my authors don't understand that, you know, I'm a publisher, you know, and not only am I a publisher, I also write books. So, like, it's very hard to try to stay in the mind frame of just doing those two things, like being a publisher and then writing books. Like, I'm trying to get them to understand, like, hey, you need a book cover, you know, hit up my assistant. Like, you need this, hit up my assistant. But at the same time, I do not like to tell my authors, like, I can't help you, ask somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of times, I just be like, yeah, I got you. But, girl, like, it gets hard. It gets busy. I'm very thankful for my assistant, Monique. She does a lot. I probably would be running around her going crazy if I did not have her. But other than that, like, I do a lot of live. I ain't gonna say a lot of live videos. I try to go live as much as possible. In my I have like a group on Facebook where all my authors are there, and I'll go live and I'll talk to them, and kind of like, that's my way of communicating with everybody, because that way I don't have to send out 80 different, you know what I'm saying, messages to each person. So I communicate with them that way. Other than that, like, it's not that bad. Like, I don't have a lot of people who want me to hold their hand, you know, and babysit them every step of the way. So a lot of people, I could just go on and be like, this is what we're going to do, or do this, or try this, and they'll sit down and they'll go do it, you know. So that's like the good part about it.
That's great, because I love a publisher who is, of course, has a lot going for themselves and can provide to their authors, also help them, but it's still all about being a publisher.
Yeah, like, it's hard, because for me, it's kind of hard to balance being a publisher and an author. Some days I have to choose which one I want to be. And it sounds crazy, but if one of my artists be like, oh, I need you to read these chapters for me, or tell me what you think about the story, and if it's good, I can't say no. You know what I'm saying? From a publisher. Like, I can't be like, girl, no, I ain't got time to read that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to say, yeah. You know, like, yeah, I read those chapters or whatever for you. But when I do that, I also realize that I can't write because I got to do this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you just really have to have like a good balance and great time management skills, which I do not have. Like, I don't have good time management skills. That's something I've been working on all my life, and I still ain't got it together. So once I get that together, I think ain't nobody gonna be able to stop me from doing nothing, you know. But it's really hard, like, trying to balance between the two. I don't. You know, I'm thankful for it, though, because I'm thankful that I have something to do. Like, I'm thankful to be busy because there's a lot of people out here that wish they had something to do. They wish they was busy. So I'm not complaining at all. I love what I do, you know, but the balance, it has to be there. When people say, I ain't gonna say balance, because I heard somebody say one time before, there is no such thing as balance. You can't balance anything. Like, nothing in life is ever gonna be equal or be balanced. Like, it's gonna be one day where you're not gonna have time to do everything that you want to be in, but then the next day when you think you have time to do everything, it's always gonna be something that you didn't get done. You know what I'm saying? So it's never going to be any type of balance whatsoever in your life. And I think once people start accepting that, then they'll realize that they doing good. You know, like, you're not doing bad just because you can complete all your tasks today. Like, you actually doing good. You got 10 out of 15 done. Oh, you did good. You know, try the next 5 tomorrow. You know, it's okay that you didn't get everything done in one day.
That is very, very true. Very true. Yeah. So my question is, if you were not a writer, a publisher, doing scripts and all that, if you had another life, would you change what you're doing now?
Oh my God, I can't imagine what I would be doing. I'd probably be playing basketball. I mean, I'd probably be a retired basketball player. I mean, I'm 33 now. Like, I loved, when I was coming up, I loved basketball. I think that's the only thing that I loved as much, or if not more, than I love writing. I love playing basketball. But other than that, I really honestly can't see myself doing anything other than writing. I tried school. I done went to school for so many different things. I done raked up student loans for all this stuff. And every time I would go to school, be sitting down, supposed to be doing schoolwork, I would always find myself writing. I would be flunking tests. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never have complete, like, school is just not for me. Like, people go to college, they get degrees, you know what I'm saying? It's just not for me, because not to say that I'm dumb or not a smart person, because I learn with the things that I want to learn. However, when I find myself sitting in the classroom, I'd rather pick up a piece of paper and a pen and just write. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, school is just not for me. So I just honestly, like, if I wasn't writing, I probably would be depressed. Like, what else is there for me to do? I can't think of anything.
Okay. I love that response. I really did. Me?
Yeah, that's true. Like, it's crazy because I was just thinking about this the other day. Like, I was like, I need to go to school. You know, like, what if I get old and writing just don't work for me no more? You know, like, what if I can't make money in 5 years from writing? Like, what am I going to do? You know, as a mother, I think anybody, as a mother, like, this stuff goes through your head. Like, you always want to have a plan B, a plan C. So I was like, I need to go to school. Like, let me go get a degree. Because I started out going as a nurse many years ago. You know, I started off, especially, I graduated school when I was like 16. I graduated early. So I was like, oh, let me go be a nurse. And never happened because, like I said, I was always writing. But, like, I think over the past few weeks, I was like, oh, I need to, you know, do something because, you know, in 5 years, things might change. You know, the industry is going to change. So maybe I need to become a nurse or just have my nursing degree just in case. But I just be sitting there and feel like I'll be so depressed as a nurse because I would be wanting to write. But it's just like that, you know what I'm saying? That thought always goes through my mind, like, what else can I do? Like, what else should I be doing? Is there something else that I can do? But I don't even see myself doing nothing but write.
That's how I be feeling. Because I Gonna be in school this fall. I got my own graphic design business. I write. My publisher was like, you need to find your balance. Like, you cannot X out one or the other. You need to find your balance. I said, I'm gonna get there. I was like, for sure, I'm gonna get there. But I love my art and I love writing. It's no way I can get rid of one or the other. If I did, I'm be feeling like, who am I? Because this is what I love to do. I love both. If somebody asks me, which is better to you, I'm gonna say both. I can't say I love one more than the other. That's just who I am and what I love to do.
Yeah, like I just said, girl, don't tell whoever, you said your teacher told you that, tell her it's no such thing.
My publisher.
Your publisher, okay. Yeah. Tell your publisher, like, there's no such thing as balance. And, like, I had to learn that, like, I can't remember who I read that at, or I heard that at. I can't remember. I think it was like some life coach, because I've been reading, like, lately, I've been reading, like, a lot of self-help type books and business type books, and they will, like, specifically tell you there is no such thing as balance. Like, and I also had to learn, not only is there not a such thing as balance, but they said to stop putting things off. Like me, I have 5 children, and I'll put them off. I'll be like, oh, we'll spend time, in a couple of weeks we'll go somewhere because that's when y'all going to be on vacation, or, or we can wait until the summertime because I got all the stuff that I have to do. Like, I be too busy for them, and then I heard something that says, like, time goes by very, very fast, and before you know it, like, all those precious, moments with your kids is going to be no more. It's going to get to a point so when your kids ain't going to want to spend time with you, because they're going to be grown and off into their own world, and then you're going to be wishing that you can have those moments back. So it's like, no matter what you do, I always make time for your loved ones. So I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to start making more time for my children. Like, so now, when I think about that, I don't give a crap what I have to do, what type of deadlines I have to make. I'm like, look, if they want to go somewhere, they want to go do this, or they want to have a movie night, or whatever the case, let's do it. Let's do it. So if I don't meet that deadline, oh well, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's do it, because I had to think about that. Like, I don't want to miss out. Tomorrow is not promised, you know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that I also had to learn. And then, like I was saying, like, balance is like a really, really big thing. I just learned, like, people will drive themselves crazy trying to balance their lives. And once you really think about it, there's just no such thing as balance. There's nothing that you can do to just balance your life. Something is always going to be off, no matter what you do.
Exactly. So, what is your motto as an author?
Write from the heart. Don't write for a check. Write from the heart. Because I think when you start writing for a check, that's when things become blurry. You know what I'm saying? And I have to admit that when I went from writing from the heart and writing from, okay, now this is my career, things got a little fuzzy for me. It became something that I was like, I don't even like writing no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not fun anymore. Like, oh, I got it. Like, it's like now when you wake up in the morning, you be like, oh, I gotta write. I ain't got no choice but to write. Like, if I don't write, I don't eat. Like, you don't want to ever have that feeling. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell people to always just write. The money is going to come. If that's what is meant for you to make money from what you do, like, that's why I tell people, be consistent. If it's meant for you, it's going to happen. Like, if you got to write 50, 60 books, it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always tell people, like, write from the heart, and don't, you know what I'm saying, don't do it for a check, because if you do it for a check, then it's never going to be right. So that would be my motto. That money gonna come regardless.
Exactly. That's how I've been since I've been writing. I was like, I don't want to do this for no money. I really don't. I'm doing this because I love writing. I love giving my readers, like, that emotion. Like, they in the bed reading the book and they want to throw the book, like, how could she do this? Or they want to cry or anything like that. That's what I love. That's what I do this for, is for the emotion and this, how they feel about the book. everybody's not gonna like your work. I already know that for sure. Like, it's gonna be somebody who's just not gonna write the. You could have wrote the best book. It's just gonna be somebody who's just not gonna like it. Period.
Been there, done that. Like, I done had some of my best work trashed. People be like, "Oh, it's garbage," but I felt like this is my best photo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it done got to the point to where it kind of like deterred me. You know what I'm saying? From right, hold on, right quick. Oh, okay. Well, tell them I'm still I didn't got to the point to where I didn't been like, you know, deterred because I'm like, oh my God, somebody just said I'm trash. You know, somebody just said my work sucks, and you know, like you should stop writing, and your best book always gonna be the first book. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like things like that can stop people, and you're not supposed to let it. And then too, my motivation is what's the name of this book? Oh my God. God, it's on the tip of my tongue. The one that became a movie. Good God. Help me out. I can't think of it.
Is it? God. I know it's not true to the game.
No, the erotic book. It's in a totally different genre. Why I can't think of this movie? Oh my God. 50 Shades of Grey.
Yes.
Oh
what the heck? We was thinking about the same thing. I'm like, wait a minute. When she said erotic, I was like, wait.
It's yeah. Like, but like, oh my God, when I read that book, I was like, what the hell? Like, I write way better than this person. How was they able to land this movie deal? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know what? This is motivation because especially if you go to Amazon and you read them reviews, they trash the hell out of that book. I'm sorry, they got so many 1-star reviews. So it's like, but at the same time, you also have to wonder a lot of times you have to also, that's why I tell people, imagine how many people read your book, enjoyed your book, but they're not going to say anything. Exactly. And sometimes people are not going to say, sometimes people are going to say something because they rather complain and be negative, you know, so of course they're going to leave you a 1-star review. They can't help themselves. Like, they could have kept it to themselves, like the people that enjoyed the book, but sometimes people would rather come and be negative versus being positive. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably like 1,000 more people read your book, and it's probably like more people that read your book and enjoyed it versus a few, you know what I'm saying, people that didn't enjoy it. So I was like, you know what, that's motivation. So I don't care about no 1-star reviews. Like, I will read my bad reviews, and if it has constructive criticism in those reviews, then okay, I'll listen to them. But if it's something about, oh, this was trash, stop writing, I don't pay attention to stuff like that, because I'm like, girl, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go write a book and let me critique you, and let's see how you do. You know, other than that, I don't really pay attention to it. They have to really have some type of constructive criticism, like, you know, or you should try to do this, you know, you can do this better, or I didn't like this, to let me know that you actually read my book. Like, what was trash about it? Like, tell me, you know what I'm saying, what was trash about it. But if you can't say that, then I don't really care what you have to say. Like, that book right there is definitely motivation for me, you know, because I'm like, they was able to land out 1 movie, but 2 movies based off this book that people completely trashed all over Amazon.
Exactly. Now, if you could write any other genre, what would it be?
What I really would like to write is mystery and suspense. Like, I want to write, not horror, but more so along the lines
paranormal.
No, not paranormal. Probably like serial killer type stuff.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Or trying to figure out who the killer is.
The suspense, yeah.
Yeah, that's really what I like to do. Like, I have a book, which was the Versace League. That was, it was criminal romance. So it was like, that was my first time really like jumping into like the mystery and suspense. And then people didn't like it. You know, it was different from my like hood books. So that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to try it again. And I did it with Addicted to a Dirty South Thug. And I was able to do like the hood, you know, and the mystery suspense together. But I really, my goal is to just write under a pen name one day and just do completely like mystery and suspense and just see where, you know, where I can go from there.
I say I say this to everybody I ask that question to. I say, if you feel like you want to venture out into a different genre, do it. Because me, I'm going to be doing my romance, my mystery thriller, my paranormal. I'm going to be doing all that because I really loved reading all of that when I was, I'm a very avid reader. So I love reading all that. The fantasy, I probably won't dabble into fantasy at all. But the urban paranormal, oh my God, you could do so much with that. Like what you said with the serial killer and everything with that.
Yeah.
The thriller, that I would definitely read books like that because that's different. Like, you could write a story about like a serial killer thug. You would is he just like a drug dealer or is a thug? What is it? No, he out here killing every woman he done slept with. And you wouldn't know it. And like, who did it? That's what I'm talking about.
I have so many. I think that's some of the shit I probably go turn into scripts because it's like I have so many, ideas when it comes to that type of stuff, and I'm definitely going to venture off into it. And I mean, not to even be funny, I feel like it's more money there than it is urban wise, because it's like there are more, like I tell people all the time, there are more readers in the other genre than there is when it comes to black books, like when it comes to hood books and things like that, because you have, not only do you have Caucasians or white people, whatever you want to call them, not only do you have them reading, but you also have black people who read those particular books too, that won't pick up the hood books. They won't pick up a hood book for nothing in the world, but they'll read that stuff.
Yeah.
So so it's so much more that can be done that way than with what we're doing. So I'm like, shit, one of these days, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to dive into it and just really, really see how it goes, because, and then too, I can really take my time. I don't have to feel like I got to rush to keep up with the industry, you know, and so that's probably my next goal is to just dabble into some other genres and stuff and see how it goes.
I would be definitely here to support. Like, when I already support so much. Like, I would share that to the fullest along with your other books, but I'm like, okay, she's bringing something different for the other side of the readers, because when I did it on Wattpad, when I did my first paranormal book, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. If they don't like it, oh well, it is what it is. They was like, this black girl didn't turn white. Where'd she come from? I was like, wow, okay, that's a surprising comment, but I'll take it.
I mean, it's I tell my authors, you know what I'm saying? You have to understand this, and it's something that I had to learn myself. I came into the industry as a hood book writer, hood love. So that's what I build my fan base off of. People, that's what they're gonna expect from me. So if I was to write 3 hood love books and then, my next book is a paranormal, okay, I might have some loyal readers who are going to read that book and support me, but then everybody else is not going to want to do that. So it's you have to remember that you have people who love you based off of what they started loving you from. And you can't always expect, just say you have 100 readers, you can't expect that all 100 of those people are going to also support you when you change up on them. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to, at that point, if you get only 25 from that 100, now you got to go gain another 75 to get that 100 back from what you done started off with. So it's always going to be a building process. You know what I'm saying? It's never going to be the same support in each genre, because that's not what everybody came for. So, and I mean, I had to learn that for myself. When I started dropping books in the other genres, I was like, oh, I thought this book was good, but everybody was like, hey, I don't like it. Give us another ride. And I'm like, I got tired of being compared to my first book or, the second book or whatever the case. But then I had to understand, well, these people didn't come to me or they didn't find me based off of this particular genre that I want to write. They found me based off of this. So I need to give them this, but then I have to realize that when I start dropping like contemporary romance, or when I drop my criminal suspense, it's almost like starting over, you know. So yeah. So I think a lot of times people have expectations that their books, they've been doing so good, so they think that they're also going to do good when they drop another genre, and sometimes it just doesn't work like that.
Exactly. Now, I just want to say this. I love your books.
Oh, thank you.
That is facts. When I started writing, I already was reading other books. I was reading a lot of genres, of course, so I just wasn't reading just like the hood books and stuff till I got like in my teenage, till I really full on was like, let me figure out what I should be doing. Like I said earlier, I said, I'm going to read a few hood books, and I was like, okay, all right. I was like, these are good. But then when I read your books and a few other urban authors, I was like, I need to be researching. I need to be doing everything I can to be able to get this flow, because this book is it. I was like, I love this book, right? I was like, how the hell can I be on her level? I was like, but I can't be like that. I have to be on my level. You know what I'm saying? Right. But other than that, I love your books. That's why I
appreciate that.
You're
I'm
welcome.
glad you said that too, because I think a lot of times when people, everybody, I have to say this, everybody's success is not going to be the same. Everybody's reactions is not going to be the same. Everybody's stories is not going to be the same. You might have something similar, but your story is not going to be the same as mine, because we don't have the same background. Like, we don't have the same experiences. You know, we didn't go through the same things. So our stuff is going to be different. The same thing, our success is going to be different. Like, it's never going to be the same. So I really dislike that people look at other people and be like, why do you have the same success? Or, you know, she wrote her first book, why mine is not doing as good as, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's story is different. So it's like, I'm glad that you said that. Like, I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be like her. Like, I need to be my own me. And that's good. As long as you be you and stay true to yourself, like, everything that's for you is going to happen for you. So, and, you know, like, as far as, like, creativity and just being original, like, I mean, I don't care how similar somebody's story sounds to the next person, it's always going to be original unless that person specifically went and copied on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like, I mean, because we all black, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us have been up in the hood, a lot of us that had the same, like, cheap ass dude, you know, getting girls pregnant, you know what I'm saying? So, of course, stuff don't sound the same, but it's never going to be exactly the same, because how you handle the situation is not how I handle the situation. You know what I'm saying? Or, like, you know, your mother, like, my mother was on drugs, but I might meet somebody, it's another author who their father might was on drugs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's never going to be the same story. So, like, I just really dislike when people be like, oh, it lacks originality. Like, nothing is original. Like, nothing is original. Nothing. Like, you really won't find anything in this world that's original. Everybody gets their inspiration from something. Everybody has their own experiences that inspire them to, you know what I'm saying, do something. So,
exactly. Like, how I got my inspiration to write my first book that got published, I was like, I talked to my mom, because my mom, she loved reading all at first. You know, she was a very avid reader. Like, she has all the books, True to the Game, all those old books. I'm like, Mom, when you gonna give me them books? She was like, you never get my books, boo. I was like, why? I don't write that type, but a part of it, plus, like, the suspense and all that in one with the romance. That's how I write. Yeah. So, she was like, that's good. She was like, I don't want you to go deep into that, because you haven't experienced it. She told me, if you want to write that, you better research, because your mindset isn't like the other authors that actually been through that, right? So she was like, you better do all the research, because if the book bombs, I told you so. You didn't do your research. You didn't try to study up on some certain little things. When I let her read my book, she looked at me and said, nah, where'd you get all this from? I said, I did what you told me to do. It came from some other part of me, and all that research and all that different knowledge that I got, I put it into my book. And she was like, she just had that look of like shock on her face, like I can't believe it. I was like, okay. She was like, I see this.
Is very, very important. Like when I wrote my first book, I probably was based in Atlanta. I had been to Atlanta one time, and it was when I was little. I think I was about like 9 or 10 years old. I came with my mom and my stepdad, and when I came, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to move here. And so it was just so many black people, you know what I'm saying? It was like so like inspirational and stuff. I always had said I was going to move to Atlanta. And so because of that, Atlanta had always been like, I don't know, it was like a dream spot for me. So when I wrote my first book, I wrote it based out of Atlanta, but I had no idea about anything besides the things that I saw. So there was so many things that didn't exist that was off, you know, like it was really based out of Dallas, but it was based out of Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, I was so embarrassed after I thought about it. I was like, they don't even have this restaurant in Atlanta. Like, this is only in Dallas, you know what I'm saying? Or they don't even got this street. Like, why would I say this street is in Atlanta? It's not in Atlanta. Like, people will know, especially people that's from that particular spot or been through that, you know what I'm saying, that experience, or they will know that you don't know what you're talking about right now. Like, research is, like, very, very important. So it's like, after I wrote that book, I kind of started telling myself, I was like, oh, okay, I need to really talk about what I know, or I need to, like, do, like, deep, extensive research based off of the places that I don't know. So that's why I think a lot of times people, like, you pick my books, and you probably see the first few books is probably based out of Atlanta, of course, because that's where I started. But then I kind of, like, ventured back to places that I knew about, because I didn't want to be talking about stuff I ain't know nothing about. So all my books now based out of Dallas, except for the Real Dopeboyz of Atlanta, because I'm like, oh, I done been here now, you know. So I know the streets and all this stuff. Like, I know what's going on. Even then, I had to ask my boyfriend to kind of help me, like, with some of the hoods and, you know, like some of the hangout spots in the streets and stuff like that. So I got him helping me with that part. But yeah, you definitely have to do research.
Exactly.
Like, do your research. Now, if you don't know nothing about slanging dope or dope boys, like, go talk to somebody that do, because I hate when I read stories about that's supposed to be about, like, these hardcore guys, and then you can tell that this guy is just really not hood at all, because it kind of just like, it just messes up the story for me. You know, I'm like, oh, I can tell they ain't never been no hood dude before, you know, but
now,
can't knock somebody from trying, though.
Right. Now, my story, I based it in New York. I'm not from New York. I researched the heck out of New York streets, the spots, the eateries, all that. I'm like, nope. I'm not gonna have no real New Yorker be like, what is she talking about? What the hell is she talking about? This ain't happening. That ain't no real street. I was like, nope. Just like what you said. I was like, I did all the research on New York. I love New York. I still want to go to New York. So I said, I'm going to write my story in New York. And I did that. Like, every story, now this is the crazy part. Every story that I have lined up that will be published soon, they live in New York. Why I love New York so much, I don't know.
That's where you going to end up moving to one of these days.
I plan on that. I told my mom, I said, I'm going to have my condo. I'm be living large one day. And
girl, New York is expensive, though.
I know. I was like, I know. She was like, you better finish college, get your degree, you already got your business started. You better get that going, and then see what happens. I was like, Mom, if you know how I like to put stuff in place, you know one day it's gonna happen. Like, if I got my first book published, what do you think I'm gonna do next? And I already have my own business. What do you think is going to happen next for me? Like, I keep saying all the authors that I didn't interviewed already. I was like, so what's next for you? As in, I'm asking that question right now. What is next for you?
Oh my God, for me, I mean, my ultimate goal, like, really, my ultimate goal is to just, I really, like, really want my own network.
Yes.
You know, like, I want to be on TV. Like, I want somebody to either offer me something on TV, or I want to have my own, even if it's like an app or it's just like a successful website that people just tune into like every day because they want to watch TV shows and you know, movies
like Netflix,
and things like that.
Right?
Yeah, so that's like my ultimate goal is to just be able to, like, the things that I've been able to do in the publishing industry, I want to be able to take it to the movie industry. Like, that's just my ultimate goal. So,
right, you keep speaking it into existence, it's going to happen. Like, it's really going to happen. And you're in Atlanta too, so you might say you have your book event, you're at a book event in Atlanta. It might be somebody from the production industry come to your table like, okay, I really read your books, and then they hand you your card and you might pass out.
Girl,
it did.
You know what's so crazy is when I had this my book expo in California, I was sitting on the plane and I was sitting next to this actor, and I can't even remember his name, but I just know he was going through a movie script. And I was like, oh my God, I want to give him one of my books and all this other stuff. But I was like, I'm not prepared. But that experience made me get to the point to where now I want to carry samples of scripts around. You know, because I don't want to just go handing people my whole script. Like, I just want to have, like, you know, here's a presentation for you. You know, you might not have time now, but if you got time later, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't bother him because he was studying the script. So it was like, I didn't have anything to hand to him but a business card. But, you know, a lot of times people get a business card, they look at it, they be like, oh, okay, and chunk it to the side and would never contact you again. But I feel like if I had, like, some type of script or something, even if they put it to the side and picked it up later, you know what I'm saying, that would have just been amazing for me. So it's like, now I've got to a point where, like, girl, get your stuff together, keep it in your backpack, because you never know who you might see, who you might run into. And I'm a very, very, very shy person. I don't talk, like, people look at me, they think I'm standoffish, they think I'm mean or whatever, and it's not that. I'm just really a very, very quiet person.
Wow, me
Sometimes
too.
I don't know if people like me. I don't know if people want to
I'm like you.
You know what I'm saying?
I am definitely like you.
So
yes.
Instead of saying anything, I don't say nothing.
That,
I just wait for somebody to talk to me.
Oh my
and then
God.
if they don't talk to me, then I just don't talk to them. Because
that is me.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just my attitude. And a lot of times I be so mad at myself because I was like, girl, this was your opportunity to, you know what I'm saying, make something happen for yourself. Like, you should have went over there and said this, or you should have did this. Like, I done had so many chances and opportunities. I done seen so many celebrities, and I won't go say anything because I'm like, they may not want to be bothered, you know, or they, you know, like, what am I supposed to say? Like, I hate that I'm like this. So now I be having my friends, I be like, you go talk to him for me, you know, like, go say something to him. Like, I hate that I'm like that, but that's my attitude. Like, not my attitude, but this is like my personality. Like, I'm a very introverted type person, and I don't talk much. Like, I be scared to say stuff to people, you know, and I don't want to be. And too, like, I'm a very nice person, you know what I'm saying? So if somebody was to speak to me, I'm gonna start a whole conversation. You speak to me, I'm like, hey, girl.
Right.
You know, but if I take it up on myself to speak to somebody and then somebody be nasty to me, then I know that I'm gonna start cursing. Like, yeah, bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just saying, hey, girl. Like, I didn't have that experience before. I ain't gonna say who the celebrity was, but I didn't have that experience before where I just took it up on myself to speak, and then that person was, like, very nasty to me. So that kind of, like, made me just, you know what I'm saying? Like, go back to my ways. So it's like, girl. Right. But at the same time, I keep telling myself, like, the next time, I'm going to take that opportunity.
Right.
And if there is a next time, like, I hope there is a next time. But, you know, like, but I'm going to be better prepared. Because, like, you just never know who you see, especially being out here in Atlanta. It be so many people. And just being in the airport, too. Like, I be traveling a lot, so I pass through a lot of people. So I was just like, you know, just try to be more prepared.
Right. And I am the exact same way. Just like I said, you would not know, literally, you would not know Shy Soul is in the room. Because I'm just like, okay, yeah, I had to get myself out of that. You know how I did that? Started this podcast. This podcast is what brought me out of that shyness.
That's good. That's really, really good. Like, I commend you for it because I know it probably took a lot of bravery. You know what I'm saying?
It sure did.
That's how I am. Like, even now when I go to book events, people be like, and I had like one lady, I ain't gonna say her name, but she came up to me when I went to New Orleans, and she was like, oh my God, you know, like, she was like, I can't believe it, like, girl. Because when I first met her, I used to just be so meek and so quiet, like, I didn't say anything, you know, like, even now, like, doing this interview, you know what I'm saying, like you say, like, podcast is for you. Even now doing interviews, like, I wouldn't even do interviews because I'd be scared to talk. I'd be like, oh my God, what if somebody talk about the way I talk? Because, you know I got like the deep, you know, Southern accent and all this other stuff. So it's kind of like I just had to like get out, because I'm not gonna say that I'm shy. I'm just like really quiet around people that I don't know. Because my family, I'ma cut up. You know what I'm saying? I'ma be me and I'ma act myself around my family and, you know, around people that I know, my friends and all that stuff. But so it's like I'm finally like letting the person that I really am come out. And then, girl, that ain't been easy. I post pictures now. Like, I didn't used to post pictures. I used to be ashamed of posting pictures. I'm like, I'm not gonna post a picture. Like, what if nobody likes me? And,
man,
you know what I'm saying?
I didn't post anything at first. I'm like, how am I wanted to be, at first, I wanted to be the anonymous author. I was like, I'm going to come up with a name that's just going to be that. They're not going to know my real name. They're not going to know what I look like. I'm just going to publish my books and just let it be that. But then I was like, no, I'm not going to hide. No, not saying that people who are anonymous authors or anything are hiding. They just want to brand themselves and then come out. I was like, I'm not for it. I was like, no, I'm just very quiet. I'm like, I don't know what to post. I was like, I'm just going to be me. You still don't see me posting anything. Like, Shy, I know her, but she doesn't post anything, none like that. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna make some posts here and there, and, you know, be to myself, you know, just be that. I'm not gonna be I'm very extra. Like, the people who know me, they know I'm very extra, I'm silly, all that. So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? Because at first, I used to hate my voice. I really did. I was like, my voice is squeaky and all that. So when I did this and I got so much of a good response with it, they was like, you got that radio voice. It was like, you're so professional with it.
You really do.
I was like, I didn't know that. So when I did this, I was like, if they don't like it, I'm still going to do it because this is breaking me out my shell. So when I do my first event, I'm going to know exactly how to approach somebody. So,
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't know what, I just feel like this is what you get from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is me. Like, it took me all of this time. Like, I grew up in a time period where, being dark skinned, oh my God, I love that. That's so cute. That shit is dope.
Right.
Okay, yes. But yeah, I grew up in a time period where, okay, I see you. I'm sorry, but I'm in my studio right now, so it's like so much traffic going on. But yeah, I grew up in like a time period where being dark skinned was not popular. Like, people did not like dark skinned people. Let me take that back. Dark skinned chicks.
Yep.
Dark skinned chicks was not popular. Now, dark skinned dudes, they was, you know what I'm saying? It's like one season you got the light skinned brothers, and then the next season you got the dark skinned dudes. But I grew up in a time period where you dark skinned, you not popping. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna be the least one. Like, I got teased so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got called every name under the sun. Like, my self-esteem was like to the ground. You know, like, it was like super, super low. And even now, still as a dark-skinned woman, you still have a lot of, like, people just, you know what I'm saying, pick over you. But it has also become somewhat of a popular thing because now everybody is like melanin. You know what I'm saying? So now that has become popular. So it kind of then made me, you know what I'm saying, come out of my shell a little bit. And at the same time, it's also like, I'm not going to have, you know, I'm not going to keep walking around here feeling like I'm ugly or feeling like I'm not accepted or people don't like me because of my skin. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's how I feel too.
I've been dark all my life. I'm going to always be dark. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get light. So, like, this is who I am. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I've came to the point to where, you know, I'm 33 years old. I think probably over the last 5 years, probably like 4. And it's sad, you know what I'm saying, that I just became comfortable in my own skin. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just became to the point to where I be looking in the mirror like, okay, you kind of cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel good about myself. Like, you know, so it's just like now I done got to the point where I don't really give a care what nobody think about me. Like, I don't care what people say. You know, I don't care if nobody likes me or if I'm accepted. You know, because I always tell myself, and I try to tell people this too, like, at the end of the day, when you go to bed at night, the only person that's going to be there is you. I don't even care if it's somebody that's sleeping beside you. The person that you, when you lay down, you have to live with you. Your thoughts, your mind, and all this other stuff, you have to live with you. So,
right.
Are you happy? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you do what you set out to do for the day? Are you living your dreams? You know what I'm saying? So,
yep.
That's what matters at the end of the day. Nothing else matters. You know what I'm saying? The outside world don't matter. Like, you are the person. So I feel like if I make me happy, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like, I done got to the point where I do not care what nobody think. Like, I don't have time to, you know, concentrate on anything but how I feel inside. And if I feel good about it, then that's all that I care about. So now it got to the point to where people are just really starting to see me. You know, like, I be clowning and acting goofy. Like, that's always been me, you know. And people are like, oh, you know, like, I ain't never seen you act like this before. But I'm like, yeah, you know, you have to know me to see me like that. But now it got to the point where I don't care who sees me act like that, you know.
Right. That's exactly with me. Like, I grew up with the, oh, she's so light. Oh, she's a light bright. Oh, she's this. Oh, she's that. Like, I've been through all that.
And that's crazy because I'm pretty sure you probably was wishing for darker skin while I'm wishing for lighter skin because, girl, it'd be so crazy how people can do you.
Right, I'm like,
based
can
off
I
of
just...
the color of your skin.
Right,
yeah.
I'm like, can I just be me? Like, why do I have to go through girls trying to fight me every day and not being able to have enough associates or friends or anything because of what? Because of my skin tone? Because of how I am? Me being quiet? This and that? I had to just break away from that and just be like, this is who I am. Let that be that. I'm not gonna have this no more. That's it. And it was
like, I used to want to lie. I used to like hanging around light-skinned girls. Like, all my friends have to be either medium or around the same skin tone as me because I used to hate having to walk around with people who I felt like was better than me. Not because they were better than me, but because that's what society made it seem like, that they were better than me. And I didn't want to have to always be in somebody's shadow. So all my friends had to be dark skinned. Like, they had to be, you know, dark brown or whatever. They could not be light skinned. But
and I was never like that at all. Like,
really?
At all. I would be like, oh my God. I would never be like that at all. Like, my best friend is your skin tone. My other best friend is my skin tone. I was never the one who diversed because of we had different skin tones. Never.
Yeah, and that's how my friends now. I have like a variety of girls, you know, like dark skin, light skin, medium. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a variety of girls now, and it's crazy that, you know, like, I used to like really, really feel like I couldn't hang around nobody that I felt like was gonna make me feel bad about myself, and you know, I see that till this day. That you have women out here who still, they don't want to go out with people who they feel like is going to outshine them.
Exactly.
Or, you know, oh, she look better than me, her skin lighter than me. Like, it's really sad. Like, I wish us as a race, like, you know, as black people, would stop with the colorism.
Yep.
Because it's crazy. Like, I noticed that light-skinned people, and it, like, I'm trying to think who this, I can't remember who it was. Like, I think it was my friend who was telling me that her family didn't accept her because she wasn't light. And then she was saying that on another side of her family, they didn't accept the light-skinned girl because she was too light. And I'm like, that's sad because we all black.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why do we have to associate ourselves with the color of our skin? Like, we already hated enough. You know what I'm saying, by white people. So why is it that we're hating ourselves, you know what I'm saying, putting each other and stuff like that down because of our skin? Like, that's just really sad. And it's really sad that, you know, what we do to our children, like making them feel like they ain't good enough and all this other stuff because of their skin tone. Like, it's crazy. But, you know, hopefully one day we'll get better.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
But is there any advice that you would, this is our last point. I love this interview. It was so sweet. Is there any advice you would give to new outcoming authors?
Oh my God, why is my music just started playing? I would say, do your research. I think too, coming into the industry, like as a new author, just do your research on everything. Like if you write urban books, then do your research on urban authors. Do your research on publishers. Do your research on every single thing. Like I really hate people being ripped off. Like that's one of my biggest like pet peeves. I can't stand it. You know what I'm saying? Especially somebody they work hard to do what they're doing, because that kind of deters them through their dream when they get ripped off. So it's like that's using my advice all the time. Is just do your research. Be careful about what you do. Don't go into a situation expecting to have. I would just say like this, I see a lot of readers turn authors expecting to get a check, because they see a lot of authors talking about getting a check, so they feel like, oh, well, let me write a book and let me get a quick check. Like, don't come into it thinking that, because it doesn't always happen that way. Like, you might be that lucky person who come into the industry, you write your first book, and then boom, you come home with $10,000. Or you might be that person who your check was only $10. Like, I've seen it happen before. So it's just like, just do it because this is what you love to do. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it, come into it expecting nothing but what you really want to come out of it. Like, if you coming into the industry and the only thing that you want to do is make money, then figure out how you going to do it and make money. But if you coming into the industry and you feel like this is your passion, you don't care if you make money, but you know at some point the money is going to come, then make sure that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I think it sounds like a contradiction, but it's just like me personally. Like, okay, just say I'm going to go drive for Uber. I'm not driving for Uber because I want to drive for Uber. I'm driving for Uber because I need the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm only coming because I need the money. So I'm going to go into this with a mindset, like, you know, I might get in the car and be like, don't speak to me. I'm not going to speak to you. I'm just here for the money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then you have people who, I'm going to drive for Uber because I love to drive and I love meeting new people and, you know what I'm saying, hearing stories and all this other stuff every day. So when you come into it, it's going to be a totally different experience, and you might not make as much money as the person that's coming into it just for the money, or you might make more money than this person. So it's just like, whatever your expectations is, let that be the reason for why you're doing something. Like, don't ever let it be like, even though you know you're doing it for money, don't make it seem like it's a passion when it's not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just really my advice. Like, just do your research and then just do what you came to do, you know?
Yes, that was some great advice. I'm going to take that advice, too. I'm about to take that to the bank.
Like, I feel like a lot of times when we have great, talented people, I think you can even ask. I know Jessica Watkins, she says all the time, like, when I was on tour with her, I would hear her say all the time that she had wrote like 15, 16 books before her book actually popped out and she started making money. And now she's a known author. I don't really think that she came into it for money. You know what I'm saying? She came into it as like, I'm writing because this is what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened to her, you know, she started making money, and then she was able to do it as a career, like a full-time thing. I also came into the industry as somebody who, I'm just writing because that's what I want to do. Like, whether it be a movie or whether it be a book, I just want to write. I never expected that I was going to make money, and then it just so happened that I was able to make money. You know what I'm saying? And then I see some people who, they come into it and they come in to make money, and then they don't make money.
Exactly.
So it's just like, you just gotta come for what you coming for. Like, if you coming for the money, come for the money, but figure out how you gonna make that money. And if you coming for the passion, then that'd be the passion. Even if your check is $25, you did what you came to do. You know, so that's
right.
That's all I got, you know. Yeah.
Now, is there any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, shout out to my team, Shan Presents. Shout out to Shan Presents and Co., which is my the sub companies and things that I have under me. And then I want to just shout out to the supporters. Like I said, I've been here and I've been in the industry since 2011. So that's been 7 years. 7 years in November. So I'm really, really appreciative of every single body that supports me, supports my company, just all the love and everything that has been given. Like, I have a genuine thank you, and I'm very appreciative of it all.
I loved having you on my show. I hope to have you on my show again when your next book comes out.
Yeah, just let me know, girl. I'm down for it.
I love you. She loves you. Good night, guys.
Bye. Good night.
Authors Tell All, a podcast by Shy Soul. She's bringing you author interviews, book discussions, and more. Stay tuned.